Around 8 months ago, when we were looking at the programme for Youth Squad for the 12-month plan, one of the issues one of our young people brought up was gun, gang and knife crime. Obviously we address environmental issues, cultural issues, so that we can address the whole package. We've gone through some discussions around how we could tackle the issues with the young people. We'd supported some workshops in local schools that we knew our young people attended, but I wasn't sure on a personal level that it was intense enough for Jigsaw Youth Squad members. One of the ways we decided to come at it was using historical events such as the Holocaust and obviously more recent genocides. Once the issue had been raised, then obviously there came a mental decision that we had to obviously try and tackle this issue, even just for our young people in themselves, not even to have the ripple effect of the families and communities. And I knew some of the members of the squad were actually going through this journey in school, looking through at the Holocaust, World War II, and it just seemed that actually we could link in with this and it would be an ideal way of us addressing that. So obviously then came the decision of pulling together a plan. So it was about us working with some of our partners certainly making new partners out there. So what we did was pulled a bit of a programme together that not only brought in Fact Night, but there was a Holocaust Centre in Nottingham that we weren't aware of. So it was about us putting that in the plan to visit there. There's a Liverpool Jewish community and community centre in Chilwell. Again, I wasn't aware of, and again it was about us working with them partners to get obviously different aspects and get a bit of background to the Jewish culture and obviously their religion and just their family life, which was a big eye-opener for us. Family is everything to them, and to have that link to the Holocaust and the effects that the tragedies in the Holocaust of families being ripped apart, not knowing what happened to your families for years, and some never found out. I think that was a big part for us as well. There was the daughter of two living survivors that came to speak to us, and getting her perspective of being actually just a number on a page, and she was going to be one of them numbers. Her parents was one of them numbers. That's when everything sort of started to become real. We had the living witness when we went to the Holocaust Centre in Nottingham. We spoke to Simon Winston, who actually gave his story of how he survived the Holocaust with his brother and his family. And I think for us, that's when it started to hit some of our young people. And one of the main things after coming back from there was making sure that we had a bit of a security blanket for them, so to ensure that they felt comfortable and confident to come to myself or one of the team to say, actually, Jeanette, I'm not prepared for this, or I know this is going to upset me. We decided as part of LHT is how we would take that to the next step. So we were going to continue obviously with this programme, but how we could not finalise it, because I'm not sure it ever does get finalised, but how we could make it all come together and be real part of history for our members, and that was with the idea of a visit to Poland, obviously Auschwitz and our camps. We were picking the young people up around 3 o'clock in the morning. And when we got there, they hadn't been asleep, and obviously all the families waiting to see them off. And that was a big achievement just in itself for me, to the fact that actually we got to that stage. We obviously sat down in the middle of the airport, taking photographs outside. It was just fantastic, and I have to say, very proud of the young people for the way they portrayed themselves. And then obviously it was time to board. From landing, we straight onto a coach, straight onto the hotel, literally just sort of throwing your bags in, because our main event for that whole afternoon was to go to the camps. The coach trip down there, not only were the young people tired, but they didn't know what was coming. It didn't matter how much preparation we were going to give them. The fact that it was now, as you say, coming about, I think they had their own personal worries as well. As you're saying, we've got some, from 12 to 19-year-olds. And for an 18-year-old to say that they knew they were going to get upset, or they were worried about getting upset, and then we've got a 12-year-old that's saying, I'm ready for this. It just shows actually on balance that, it didn't matter how old you were, or, whether you were male or female, it didn't matter how much preparation you'd done. Until they walked through them gates, then they weren't going to know how it was going to affect them. So we had to be prepared for all that, really.